Oh, there I am. Hello. Oh wow, there's a decent amount of people in here. What's the good one? Where are you in the dark? I'm actually outside. You can't. I wish you could. I'm like on a balcony right now. I don't know if you can really see anything. To be honest, okay. What if I move like right here? Yeah, I'll go right here. Yeah. So, I'm sitting. This is a glass door, and then there's like the lake, or lake, and then sky and stuff. What it do? What it do? This Florida so far. Man, I just feel like finally get a chance to like, I don't know, like kick it with everybody, you know? Like we're all just like living in this house for the next couple days. And I think it's just gonna be really fun, man. Very essential. Lollapalooza. Did anyone in here go to Lolla? Was it cool? Thoughts? Yes. Could have been better. The purple is the sky. Oh no. That's actually crazy though, now that you say that. If I made it look like that. I guess it could look like that, actually. I'm not go to Lala. Dude, I feel like... Hold on. Should I read these comments? Yo, I want to figure out like a good way to do a Q&A on this, because I'm not a big fan of the question thing. I'm not a fan of it. It's like you can't really, doesn't work that well. You should make TikToks. I'm sorry, man, that just ain't my thing. I might do it like, I might use TikTok just to like put my stuff on that. Like, if it's a video, then I could just do a clip of one of my videos, and just another platform, I guess. People send you questions and respond to them on here. That's a good idea, actually. It'll make it a little more organized, so I'll be like, yo, like, submit your questions, and then I'll read the ones I want to answer on live. I'll read the best ones. Do the pin question thingy. Oh, yeah. Okay, if you ask questions, I'll pin it. That's good. That's a good idea. Oh, man. And I'm going to try to condense the answers to these questions. Please do or die on Friday. Oh, man. I don't know if I can do that because there's a lot of cursing in it. To answer your odd one, well, the answer is yes. All right. Oops, I dropped something. Okay. Would you like your legacy to be? Damn. Oh snap, there's a lot of these. I'm trying to... Damn, sorry. There's like a lot of... This is a good one. Hold on 1 second. Okay, word. I got it. This is a good question, because this is something I struggle with. Inspired you to write music? Because this is something I've been thinking about recently, is, like, through creative blocks, sometimes it's healthy to go back and, like, look at what, those original pure moments were that inspire you to actually do something. And I think that's what I'm trying to find right now. And I've been trying to find is a consistent way to do that. Cause like sometimes, man, I just don't feel like writing a song. Like I'm like, sometimes I just don't want to do it. And then I beat myself up for it. I'm like, damn, like why can't I do this? This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I base my I just put myself down for it. But I guess it is probably beneficial to go back and look at that. And that's what I guess now that I think about it, let me think. It's like I think the first time, well, just writing in general, I always liked writing stories. I used to write books in elementary school, like little mini book series. They probably had like 5 lines a page, but they were pretty cool, and I wish I still had them. I guess what inspired me, I read a lot, so I really liked stories. I liked hero stories. I was really big into like Harry Potter books and other stuff like that. There's some sports books I liked. I just like those narratives, I guess. And I always saw myself as like one of the main characters, the protagonist. And I'm like, I think movies and books and all these things, like, if done really well, they display really admirable qualities of these people, and it's stuff that as a kid and as someone who's growing up, you automatically like see. You can determine right from wrong and learn about just life in general through these movies, and I think that's probably one of the coolest things. What keeps me writing? Damn. What keeps me writing? Having something to say. A lot of people talk, but not a lot of people have something to say. But some people don't know that, some people feel like they need to speak if they have, even when they don't have anything to say, and then you just get nothing. I was watching this TED Talk recently about, I forget her name, but she was talking about the importance of a conversation and how we should approach each conversation that we have with the intention of learning something. Like, we do a bad job of listening to each other. We find ourselves speaking, or like, instead of waiting to respond. Well, no, it wasn't that. It was like, when someone's speaking, a lot of times we are just waiting for the chance to say our piece, and that doesn't, like, yeah, that's like a whole thing. But what keeps you ready? I don't fucking know, man. It's so hard. It's hard to just, I guess it's not really a consistent thing, to be honest, now that I think about it, because I feel like different things inspire me as I keep just living. Like, so I think certain situations inspire me, but as of recent, I've been trying to find the motivation to do it, or like find a reason to actually write, you know? And it's like, I know my reason, but yeah. Anyways. What do you have to do on your off days? Man, I like to keep my phone away. I like to do the day by myself mostly. Like, it's rare. I found it interesting how rare it is for some of us to go do things by ourselves. It's like you can do things with people and it's cool, but at a certain point, like, that can create codependent habits, and those usually don't end up being healthy. And I know I struggle with that a lot. So on my off days, I really just try to do what I want to do, and yeah, like, if I do want to hang out with someone, like, I at least make sure I give myself some time and maybe walk around. I like to go outside, and like, it's kind of a reset for me. I get to, like, really just sit, look around, and write a little bit, read maybe, like, just do shit that I want to do. And yeah, it's an off day for me. It's the best concert you ever been to. It was J. Cole in 2015. It's crazy. Can we please see your face? If I go like this. So fucking blurry, man. I'm so sorry, guys. Do you read self-help books? No, I don't read that. I don't think you need I don't know. Self-help books are like, I don't know, man. I just, not really my vibe. What's this? How do you break from the opinions people have of you and not let them control how you are? It's an interesting one. How do you do that? It's a good question. I think, man. Let me read this again. People have of you, not let them control how you are. I think I'm having a hard time answering this question because that's something that I struggle with a lot. So, like, when you ask me that, like, that's something that kind of, I guess, triggers that unknown factor of, like, damn, like, what really is that? Like, how do I do that? Because it's hard. And I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't go through the same thing a lot. Break from the opinions that other people have on you. I guess just one of the things that I always know is that I try to keep my intentions and my dreams, like, well-intended, you know? I try to keep the things that I want to accomplish and the person that I strive to be, I let that be the thing that helps me, I guess. Like, I'm like, okay, I know that I'm trying. Like, I know that I have good intentions, and I know that, like, regardless of this, like, whether I need to address it right now, whether, like, whatever it is, or whether I don't want to let it affect me. It's hard. Like, it's not just, like, a curable thing. I think that's the problem, is, like, a lot of people will tell you that it's, like, they're like, just surround yourself, like, they give you some stupid, like, surface level advice, and it's like, that doesn't really solve the problem. You're telling me what I need to think like, but you're not telling me how to do that, you know? Just kind of not helpful at all. So, I don't know, man. Not let them control who you are. I mean, like I said, you gotta take time to yourself, for sure. I know for a fact that, to let people control who you are, like, any way to combat that, because that's something that I can relate to, and I kind of went through a little bit, is just remember remember who you are. Like, talk to your family. Remember your foundation. You gotta kind of sometimes go back. At least for me in this industry, for sure. You're in Florida? Yeah, I am in Florida. Are you in Florida? Okay, Mars. Alright, sorry, I'm missing a lot of questions. I really apologize. I'm trying my best to answer each of these well. Haha, this is a great one. You see a different... Nah, bro, I'm in Cali, bruh. I'm gonna be back in, I think a couple weeks. Or maybe a week. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'll hit you up, man. All of us will have to get together. Do you see a difference in yourself from the beginning of IRL up to now? 100%. 100%, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot. And I think if you really want to know, just go on my page and scroll and just look at how much has happened. I don't think I can give advice on anxiety and panic attacks because that's not something that I struggle with. Oh, that's a good one. Answer is no. Because boy band came at a time of... for those of you who don't know, I was on a TV show, sort of like The Voice, that basically put us through a 10-week competition, different groups each week, and at the end of the show, it was down to 5, and the final 5 was me, Drew, Brady, Chance, and Sergio. And that show, I was 17, turning 18 on the show, and that show changed my life. I was really struggling in school back in Cleveland. I was a junior in high school. I had a lot of sick opportunities, but nothing that was gonna like show me that I had a career, you know? So like I guess point blank, it changed everything for me. It was like someone finally saw the potential that I saw in myself, but I was getting discouraged because of like the fact that I was turning 18 soon, and I had to start thinking about what I was gonna do because my grades weren't good, so I knew that I wasn't gonna go to a good college. Even if I did go to college, I was like, fuck, I just don't want to fail, man. Really scared of failure. And then the crazy part is that same show, I ended up being one of the 5 winners, and I think the whole experience to me, and I just see it as like I got my own. You know what it is? You know what the feeling was? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like when I was in high school, I was always jealous of the basketball team, like the really good players. Like they had their squad, and they like they were the cool kids, man. And I felt like when I won with the rest of the guys, I was like, damn, like I got this is my team, like I've been looking for, I guess. And I think that every single one of them is so talented, man. And we're just really trying to make this whole thing work, man. We're not kids anymore. We're adults. It's crazy. I don't feel like an adult, but sometimes I definitely have responsibilities like an adult now. Kind of crazy. I don't know. I'm just trying to. Yeah, we're all just trying to live out here like the rest of y'all. Great question. What made you want to be a rapper? Since your family is all about classical, what pushed you to hip hop? Great question. I think well, oddly enough, I think what it was, now that I've been thinking about it, now that you asked me this question, was I was really into, like, there were certain songs when I would play violin, when I grew up playing violin, that, like, I really liked, and there was a certain sense of, like, and it was the real, like, emotion and the intensity of it at points, and I really liked just, like, going off on the violin, man, and just spazzing out, and I liked the fact that I could play it angrily, or I could play it sad, or I could do all these different emotions. And when I found something, and when I found a way to do that through my words and how I could rhyme it and make it sound cool, I think that I was just like, this is crazy. And then, you find rappers who are conveying different emotions, and, like, I think that's not to sidetrack, but I think that that's one of the biggest reasons rap is, like, so, like, the fan bases are so core, is just because of the fact that, you're able to you're able to say so much in a time frame where with pop songs you probably wouldn't be able to say as much. And it's just the storytelling, the authenticity of it, the fact that you're representing yourself, and that other people can identify with the things that you've gone through. That's what it really was for me, and still is. Yeah. What's your favorite part about the platform you've been given by being in IRL? I think it's favorite part. There's a lot of things. If you say the platform, if we're talking strictly the platform, being, I guess, the voice I have, I really love seeing people just, like, relate, I guess. I like bringing people together and stripping away, like, boundaries of protection that we put on ourselves. I think it's given me the ability to, I think it's the fans, first of all, like, just to let y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like the impact that you can have on a person, and the fact that you can say something, or by being yourself and showing that you're another person just like them. I think that's a really big problem with a lot of social media, is that we people don't post about or admit that they have, like, flaws, and they don't so, and I just, it's not realistic. It's not true. And it's the same way that like commercials and stuff will say, it basically picks on your insecurity to make you do something. It's telling you, like, oh, you're not as good as you would be without this. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a lot of what Instagram and all that thing is. It's like people put their little highlight reels on the internet, which is what it is. It's a highlight reel. You don't really get to know a lot of these influencers, people, You don't really know their true personalities, and you don't. But why are we influenced by them? Like, that's crazy. Sorry, I went on a little tangent, but that's that. I'm gonna answer this question because I think that. Okay, so here's the thing. When you're sad, and I recently went through this, so I'm kind of fresh on this whole concept right here. It's really just accepting the fact that sometimes you gotta accept the fact that you gotta be sad sometimes. And I think that when you do have those emotions, it's really beneficial to not run away from them. Now, if one of the things that I have been trying to do recently is like more so just feel the things I'm feeling more. And if I'm sad, like, instead of being like, oh, I shouldn't be sad right now, I'm gonna like numb myself, take some time, like go outside or whatever, and I'll just like, it sounds mad depressing, but sometimes I'll just sink, you know what I mean? Like sink into it and kind of, but once you sink, you're like, and you see all these, like, you have all these emotions and thoughts like inside you, you're like, and it's scary. But once you look around you and you like look within and you're like, all right, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling? And you admit that to yourself, then you can get over it. There's a reason why we feel better after we cry. There's a reason for that, you know? Sometimes you just gotta accept the fact that us as humans need to be sad sometimes, because happiness isn't necessarily the goal. It's just like, it's acceptance, and it's freedom to be you, and like, don't get mad at an emotion. Like, we're meant to feel things, or else we're not humans. Are you alright now? I'm great right now. I'm really good. I've been great. The last 2 days have been really amazing for me. Hardest decision you had to make just to be where you are now? Hardest decision? I don't know if I really had a hard decision, to be honest with you. I think a lot of this, I knew what I wanted, and I knew what was right, and I knew what was gonna get me there. But at some point I needed to show people that it was possible, and I think that that's why I'm so grateful for boy band and being in the band right now, is because of that. Because if without it, I wouldn't have shown people that, you know, I'm right, like, you know. So I don't think I had to make any tough decisions. I guess it was like, well, actually, I take that back, because I did have to make a tough decision. And I've told people about this, but when I've said this, I've said this before, so if you've heard this story, like, I'll try to summarize it a little bit. But at the end of Boy Band, the show, we were pitched the song Eyes Closed, and the song Eyes Closed they told us that this is going to be the single for the band, whoever the band was. So I wasn't even in the band at this point, and there were 8 members, and we went in to record this thing, and they had a rap on it, and someone else wrote the rap, and I didn't like the rap. I thought it was super whack. Still think it is whack. But they told me, like, I was in the studio, and I was like, nah, fuck that, like, I'm gonna write my own. So I wrote my own, went in there, recorded that, and I told him I wasn't gonna record the other one. One of the producers ended up coming up to me, and he like tricked me almost into, like, he's like, just do it just in case. And I did it, and that was the take you heard. I only recorded it one time. And towards the last week of the show, they were, like, we had already been voted as the band, so all the producers and everyone knew who the band was, but no one was allowed to tell us, obviously, because we had to find out at the finale. And they had us all come into a room one by one with our parent if we were a minor. I wasn't a minor, but I had my mom come in with me. And I was like, look, I'm not trying to perform this shit. Like, this isn't, I'm not trying to be in a band that's going to, you know, like, this already feels like selling out, like selling myself. So I told the producers that I didn't want to perform it and that I was going to, like, and they were like, is this something that you want? Do you want to be in this band? And I was like, honestly, man, like, I don't know right now. I don't know if I want to do that. And I ended up talking to Timbaland about it, talked to Emma Bunton, and a couple other people, obviously my mom. And we all decided that, you know, life moves on. I'm not going to be remembered for one verse. And I don't need to throw away an opportunity like this when it could actually be something great. So that was my hardest decision. Yeah. How do you let someone go or to accept that they're not in your life anymore? Yeah, that's a tough one. That's tough. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta be the bigger person and give them their closure that they need, but you have to do it the right way and be mature. Always be the bigger person. Well, we are all happy you stayed. It wouldn't have been the same without you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. How are you? I'm good. I'm really good. Thank you for telling us this piece of your life story. It's calming to have someone that... Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So I like this one. How did you find inspiration / confidence to become the person you are today? I think it was just a constant, the constant feeling of not liking, like, what I saw in myself and not being, I just really wasn't confident in what I was doing, and I was kind of like, it took a lot of beating to get me to be like, yo, I need to actually do something about it. And I think it was doing something creatively that I really wanted to do. That I was like, I put my whole heart into it. I got to say everything I wanted to say. And I wasn't limited. I wasn't given like 4 bars. Like, that's all I'd really had for a minute. And that, as just the things that I write, and not having a lot to, like, I have so much to say, but I didn't have any space to say it, I felt like. And once I did that, I was like, okay, now I see what my purpose is and all this. And I'm like, all right, this is my role, you know? Who's your inspiration? Who's your inspiration? I have so many. One of my first inspirations, I guess I could say, when I was a kid, I was really into baseball. My dad's always been a big fan of baseball, and we lived in Seattle at the time, so it was the Mariners, and my favorite player was Ichiro Suzuki. And he just, like, I don't know what it was about him. I think it was his work ethic, the fact that he was, like, consistent. I don't know what it was, but he was one of my first inspirations as a kid. A lot of movie characters were my inspirations. Harry Potter, Indiana Jones, Luke Skywalker, like, people like that. And then when it got into, John Williams. He's a composer who does, like, he did Harry Potter. Jurassic Park, Star Wars, like Superman, like all those like epic things you hear. If you want a rapper, hey, well, first of all, to say that I wouldn't say I'm just like, I wouldn't say I'm a rapper. I mean, I am. It's a hard question, but I am a rapper. But that's not the only thing that I do. So it's not like I'm constricted to only being a rapper in IRL. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have other things that I do, and there's other things that each of us do. Favorite Avenger? I really like Spider-Man. I love his story. I think I identify the most with Tony Stark. VMAs this year? I think so. I hope so. I would love to. How many Gemini placements do you have? I don't know what that means. Placements? Like, what do you mean by that? Alright. We're in here right now. Okay. So I'm a Sun is in Gemini, rising in Aquarius, Moon in Pisces. My Mars is in Libra. My Pluto is in Sagittarius. Neptune is in Aquarius, I believe. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what all that means. But yeah, Hogwarts house. Probably Gryffindor, man. Not even to be any type to be the stereotypical answer, but I really do my research on it. And I think that's like that's where it is for me. Can you switch on the lights or something? I could for sure. When did you even get co-star? About a couple months ago. How's Pattern been treating you? Pattern's crazy. Pattern scares the no, it doesn't scare me, but like, I think it's incredible, everything that they did. Thoughts on Sagittarius? Honestly, at least for me, like, I'm a Gemini, and like apparently Gemini and Sagittarius are like sister signs, so I guess I get along with them really well. I have a couple of them in my life. Y'all are always like Sagittarius, y'all are always trying to like travel and shit. Always. A lot of appreciation for culture. A couple other things. Sign is Thomas. Thomas is a Pisces. It's funny, all the Pisces in my life are all photographers. Isn't that crazy? Thoughts on Leos? I love Leos. I have a lot of Leo friends. Leos are sick. Cancers, I love Cancers too. Honestly, man, like I think everybody is kind of like, everyone's got some quality about them that I admire, and I think is like necessary. I hate it when people try to like rank them. It's like, it's stupid. Like, why would you rank them? Like, you're just ranking people backwards. Libras, I love Libras. I have a lot of Libra friends. Sergio's a Libra. My dad's a Libra. Brady's dad's a Libra. Crazy. Virgos are tight. Man, I'm telling you, like Aquarius, Aries, I get along with Aries really well. And I don't know, guys, I base all this off of just like people I know, people I'm friends with, so I just see a lot of Aries. I see a lot of Leos, a lot of Libras. Every once in a while there's a Sag. Every once in a while there's a Aquarius, maybe. Oh, the lights change colors. Tight. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. What about us Capricorns? Love me some Capricorns, man. Y'all gotta remember to enjoy life sometimes. Y'all are hustlers, though. Hustlers, and I really respect it. I've had a couple Capricorns in my life, and they're like, they don't mess around, man. They take a lot of pride in their work. A lot of pride. How do you feel about the crazy hardcore fans? I think crazy hardcore fans is the way to go. I don't know. I think the goal is to, I mean, when you say crazy, that makes it sound like it maybe have a negative connotation to it, but I think that if you really believe in something, or like you're really inspired or motivated or whatever, another person, like if you can learn from something or take something from someone and use it and apply it to help your own life, I think that creates a really healthy relationship. And if we can do that through music, that's it, man. Gotta go hard or go home. Facts, Dave. Man, but before I answer, right, I need to answer this first. What do you think of fans that travel to multiple shows like an artist? Is that weird to you? First of all, never weird to me. It's definitely, I think, me and the guys have talked about this, and I think about this all the time. Like, it's definitely, it's a good check for you. Like, if you keep seeing these people show up, you're like damn, like I need to show them like that they're right. Like if they're gonna take the time and to come out to these multiple shows, like we gotta make sure that it's worth it. We gotta make sure we're putting our best, because like that's someone's hard-earned money to come see us and come have a good time. And I think it's really important that people stay appreciative of those things. Can you do live more often? I'm gonna try. Let's see. Phone do or die on Friday. Man, I don't know if I can do that, guys. I would really, really like to, though. Honestly, I think that I need to be ready for it. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe I will. But also, like, if I'm gonna do something like that, y'all better know the words, man. Like, I'm not performing that if you let the boy down. What's your skin routine? I use... you know what? I'll do this a different time if I'm on a live again, because the bathroom's downstairs. But I use this thing on my... I put this thing on this Foreo face... what do you call it? I don't know, man. It's like a toothbrush for your face. And I put it on there, and it really gets all the, like, the clean stuff in it. Ooh, good question. Good question. Is it weird if a fan starts a convo during a meet and greet? Like, I've always wondered if that was allowed or if you have to just say hi and go. I was too scared to talk and get yelled at. This is a good question because I feel like even sometimes I'm like, it's weird because we're not the ones who are necessarily running these meet and greets, you know? So for us, I know for me, man, like whenever y'all say something to me during a meet and greet, like I really appreciate that, and I think that takes, when it takes courage, and it's like damn, like there's, you know, I would be nervous as hell, like going up to someone who I looked up to and, you know, saying something to them about how they impacted my life or whatever it is, or if they liked a video or whatever the case may be. It's definitely not weird. I just think that if you're gonna do it, just keep in mind that there's gonna be people who are like trying to like move you along or like whatever it is. But right now, I think that with our meet and greets, we're trying more and more to give people an opportunity to just have a candid conversation with us and make sure we go and talk to a group of people afterwards instead of just taking a picture and saying bye. Wait, how do I take this off? X. Whatever. Oh, bro, my phone's tweaking. My phone's tweaking, man. Do you think that because you're a Bro, what do you mean? You're trying to get me caught up out here. Do you think just because you're a musician, you're somewhere greater than someone who isn't? Do you treat people as equals like you should? Well, you're kind of giving me a closed question right there, because you're only allowing me to say one thing. But my actual response to that is, of course, I don't consider myself greater. I think that everyone's on this earth to do great things, and just because it's not what I'm doing does not mean it's less significant. What are the most compelling things that have been said to you by fans? Man, I just think that it's just really nice when somebody, I think, like, I like to know when something I said or something I did affected them and why. Like those things, like when people really know, when people really understand what I'm saying, or they really like take the time to, like, I don't know, like if they like one of my remixes, or like they think I'm a good rapper or something, they tell me about, oh, I love like this line, or like when you did this, or should do more of these. Like, I love having those conversations. I love I love feedback. Like, if you guys, like, ever... Man, I want to go on tour, bro. I want to go on tour so bad. You could tell a random story about something that made you happy. I could probably do that. Oh, true happiness. Or, when was I happy, man? Oh, you know, it was that... You know, there was this one day I had, and it was actually the day that I posted on my most recent picture. That day, it was a pretty happy day. It was just like, it was good energy, good conversations, like laughing the whole day, like cracking jokes, and just like pure human shit. No side, like no alternative, like I don't know, you know what I'm saying, like no weird shit, like just like genuine shit, because I feel like in LA particularly, a lot of it's just like, oh, we need to get this done, or we need to do this, or we need to talk to this person to do this, but it was just like we were just kicking and having fun. I'm extremely grateful that I got to talk to you for like a good 15 minutes in Boston. I honestly don't remember you, if I'm honest, but it meant a lot to be able to feel like we were friends. Were you one of the people who I was trying to find my beanie? You were one of the people like walking with me. That was cool. Would you or anyone else in the band actually date a fan? I mean, here's the thing. Like, yeah, we would, but it's like, obviously, it takes a. It's not really about being a fan. It's about being a person. And a lot of, I mean, it's hard because there's a weird, I don't know, like if you're a fan, like there's probably a lot of trust that has to go into that, because you wouldn't ever want, you know, like I feel like trust would probably be the biggest thing in that. Like if you can't trust this person who's a fan of you, you know, then that's kind of weird. Do you actually read letters that you're given? Yes, I read literally all of them. As soon as I get them, I take them I put them in my backpack, whatever the case may be. I read every single one, I promise. I've read all of them. Well, sometimes I don't know how to, like, reply to them, because sometimes, like, honestly, I just want to read them, and I look at them, and I appreciate them. But I don't think that... if I was to write a letter to one of my inspirations, like I wouldn't necessarily do it so I could get a response or so I could get something. I would do it to let them know, and I guess like I appreciate the letters that are like telling me all the stuff that I helped with, and it's like, for sure, leave your Instagram name, like leave your name or whatever, but I don't really. It's just a lot more. It's a lot more authentic, and it's just dope that way, you know. I don't I to be honest, I haven't responded to any letters, but what I do sometimes is like I'll take the time to like go to that person's page and like comment something on one of their pictures, or like their pictures at least, is what I try to do. Do you remember the talks you had with fans in person? Yeah, definitely, for sure. I I have a lot of great talks with you guys. I mean, particularly just in the places where, like I know you guys, like places like New York or like really anywhere where we're staying in a hotel for a long period of time. Like y'all will be in the lobby, and I think that when we can actually have some nice, genuine conversations with you guys, like we appreciate that. Yes, I do. Somewhere you've never been, but you're wanting to go. Europe. um. Oh yeah, and I get to see some of y'all here in Orlando. I love the Orlando fans. You guys are the best, man. Like, so many of you guys came to my when I did that Christmas show in Cleveland. Like that was like everybody who showed up to that. Like, thank you so much, man. Like that shit meant so fucking much to me. By the way, this is my favorite hoodie right now. I don't know if you can tell. I always wear it. It's my go-to. Favorite lyric you've ever written? And I think Do or Die has a lot of those. He said my dreams were crazy. Well, good thing I'm insane enough. I like that one. Oh, I ain't special. I just know I'm not created the same. When I wrote that was one of the ones where I was like, it's a weird thing that happens with me. Like when I write, I feel like sometimes I'm not really saying words and coming up with lines like that. It's like I wish I could say that I had some sort of formula to it, but it just kind of happens. And sometimes even I'll re-listen and it'll make sense in a way that's deeper than what I originally intended it to do. And I'm like, damn, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, but I think that, yeah, that line, that's why I'm playing when I say this shit is do or die. This is more than just a hobby. This is keeping me alive. There's the one there's like, and lucky you, they want a piece of the pie, gave him a slice, and now we got beef over cheddar. It's hard. Oh yeah, I got 1:26 left. Favorite song right now? Damn. Honestly, there's one that's... This song played in the car yesterday, and it's one of those songs where I've heard it before, but I never like really listened to it. There's a La 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 by Y something. Yeah, that's how it goes. 54 seconds. You're so good with lyrics. It's crazy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Do you remember wearing Krispy Kreme hats to a meet and greet? Definitely. I remember that. You like put it on all our heads. My brother's been working on his hair after you. That's fire. 25 seconds. Have you seen NF when he goes on tour? I probably will, man. Got a lot of respect for that guy. And I just got hip to him too, which is crazy. Like a lot of